Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm coming on here live for Tip Tuesday. I'm actually in North Carolina visiting family, so that is why things look different around me. But I'm here, so that's what matters, right? I wanted to talk to y'all today about prioritizing as a leader. So important. Prioritize, the definition of that is a thing that is regarded as more important than another. And we really have to be careful with, hey Tara, how we prioritize in our business, because we can totally get distracted on things that don't matter in our business. Same thing for life, right? We have to be hey Sherry, we have to be super careful with where we spend our time and our energy and our focus with this business, because then we get off track and we are doing things that don't matter. They're not income producing. So prioritizing as leader, first things first, your business, your PRV, your sponsoring, you, because you can't have a team without you. Another thing that makes Cincy not a pyramid scheme is we have minimums as leaders that we have to meet to be paid at title. So first things first, we're worried about our 500 PRV. We are worried about our sponsoring. We're worried about our active frontline, all of the minimum things that we have to be paid at title. So you'll never find me doing anything until I have my minimums in. My personal goal is to have 500 in by the 5th. I don't do coaching calls with my teammates until after the 15th. So that gives me a good 2 weeks to focus on my business and make sure that I'm at least halfway to my goal of my PRV. I like to have my 2K in by the 15th. If I don't, I get the itches and I don't like it, because I want to be able to focus on the people who are close to a promotion or who are being paid at or close to being paid at title. And I want to focus on my team the second half of the month. Okay. All of this is just what I do. If it's not helpful to you, just pick and choose what you want to use. Again, 2,000, 2K PRV and 2 teamies a month minimum goals. Okay. If that's something that is definitely a minimum, then you're going to need to up those goals. So if you don't meet your 2K goal, you still have that a little bit of room, right? So if 2K is like a non-negotiable, you want 2K every month, you're going to want to make your goal 3K PRV. That way, if you don't hit your goal of 3K PRV, you probably at least hit your 2K PRV, and you're going to have that $600 check without your leadership bonuses. Okay. Yes, 2 new teamies a month as well. That is hard. It's not hard to do 1 month. It's not hard to do 2 months, but it is hard to do consistently 2 teamies a month. That's why it's a goal. You're not always going to get it, and that's okay. But to do those 2 things consistently for 6 months, you're going to see a huge boom in your business. Both. You can't just pick one and say, I did it. No, both consistently. You do both of those for 6 months consistently, you're going to be a director by then. I guarantee it. So always your business first, the 3 legs for yourself and for your teammates. We're keeping this business simple. We are not focusing on things that don't matter. We are not, focusing on doing things that don't produce income, because this is a business, whether you like it or not. Oh, my hair. Sorry, y'all. So 3 legs, the 3 legs of the stool of your business. That's what your focus is. Income producing activities always. And I have my notes over here, so that's why I'm looking over here. Begin with the end in mind. I saw this and I thought it was really good. Begin the month with what you want it to end like. Okay, aka a goal, right? That's why we ask for goals at the beginning of the month. I want to know, what are we doing this month? Are we doing it big? Are we reaching big goals? We're never just going to be like, this is what I want, but I'll be happy with this. Let's talk. That's negative talk. Let's just say, I'm going to do this, and I bet you'll do it. Okay. So begin with the end in mind. Too many priorities makes nothing a priority. Hey, Sarah. So what does that mean? That means we're focusing on certain things. We're not going to have everything in our business be a priority every single month. we need to set a clear focus for yourself and for your team. And we cut out distractions, okay? You'll never see me engage in drama. I will never respond to drama. That's not what this business is. When you are more focused on who's saying what about who in the business instead of what your PRV and your sponsoring is, then you may need to reevaluate, because that's not what this is. That's not what this is. So we're cutting out distractions, stopping so much multitasking. There's no reason to multitask all the time, okay? We're making a list. We are going to prioritize on that list what is important and what is urgent, okay? Because if it's on a list, it's probably important. But is it urgent? Does it need to be done today? Does it need to be done this week? Does it need to be done this month? If the answer is no, that needs to go at the bottom of the list. That is literally how I work on a daily basis. I have a list that I go off of every single day. Once I've done my daily task for that day, I'll say, does it need to be done today or this week? And there's nothing else to be done, then yes, I'll do it. But if it's something that is not urgent and can wait until next month, then that's going to go at the bottom of the list. Getting and staying organized, that goes back to the list. If you're not a list person and you're not organized, then maybe you need to become a list person. So we're getting and staying organized. If you're not a naturally organized person, take the steps to be a naturally organized person, or take the steps to fake it until you make it as an organized person. And then we're replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts, right? You have control over what you say to people. You have control on how you react to people. You have control on if you react to people. All of that is super important with prioritizing your business. If you're dealing with, say, team drama, instead of worrying about being paid at title, then your focus is skewed, okay? Prioritizing what's important with your team. Do they need help with PRV? Do they need help with sponsoring? If you aren't consistently being paid at title, what changed? What happened? Prioritizing that issue of what was different on the month you didn't get paid at title compared to the month that you were paid at title. Okay? And I've talked to some people about this before. Take the month that you promoted and look at everybody's numbers. Look at your frontline's numbers. What changed to the month when you didn't hit team numbers? Did someone not have as much PRV? Did their team do better? Did they have better TWV? All of those things come together. And that's where you get into finding for people who maybe your front line isn't as active as your downline. Then you reach down to your downline and tell them, ask them, what's going on? Can I help you? There is no reason that you can't talk or interact or build a relationship with your downline. Anyone that's in your downline, you are more than welcome to help. Okay? I don't know why there's some misunderstanding with only certain people can help certain people, but not on this team. Not on this team, okay? So yeah, just compare month to month, pinpointing the issue and then helping with it. If on a month that you're not getting paid at title, overall everyone's PRV is down, then there's a PRV issue. What's going on? Are people partying? How are they getting their PRV? Like I said, making a list and differentiating between urgent and important. Y'all, it's so important what your focus is on this business. If you don't have your minimum 500 PRV by the 15th, but you're already making cent of the month samples for next month, that's a problem in focus. You're already focused on next month's. You're already focused on a product that's not even available this month, and you still need PRV, okay? Communication with your teams, leading from the front, consistently showing up and on showing them how you're successful. There are so many people who are killing it in our group that don't share, and it blows my mind. It makes me wonder what their team is thinking, because I never see them showing up for their team. It's not your director's job to do all the trainings, to share all the things, to make your team successful. It is up to you. If you're going to choose to sponsor people, to show up for those people, to train them, Stop being scared. If you're consistently paid at title and you're consistently in the top of the PRV for our group, for our team, whatever, you're there for a reason. You need to stop self-doubting yourself, hit the live button, and share what you're doing and help someone. Because what you could say could totally change someone's business. Okay? Training on topics that you feel would be helpful. And then delegating those tasks to people on your team. That's why I asked on this month, I do it every month with my team. If you're active by the 5th, I want you to share. How are you already have 200 PRV by the 5th? You're doing something right. You either front loaded, you had a bomb ass party, someone placed a really large order, something happened for you to get that PRV. Something happened for you to have 3 new teammates this last month. Something happened that you made happen. Maybe you were lucky. Go live and tell them what you did. I guarantee you it wasn't luck. It was because you reached out to someone, you had a conversation with someone, you shared it on Facebook or social media. You did something to get those results. Okay? So share that. And like I said, communicate that with your team. Have people on your team reach out to them and say, like I just said, girl, you've already sponsored 2 people this month. Can you share? Like, it doesn't always have to be live. I encourage y'all to go live because it helps you connect with your teammates. But just sharing in general, showing up, seeing that you're sharing with your team is going farther than just not doing anything. And then prioritizing working with the people who are willing to put in the work. And on top of that, also being willing as a leader to put in the work. If you aren't willing to put in the work to help people, then you need to stop sponsoring. If you're not going to be there for the people that you're sponsoring and you're relying on your director or your upline to train them or to coach them, then you need to stop sponsoring people. It's not ugly, it's just facts. But prioritizing who you're working with, who on your team who wants it. First off, who wants it? We're not going to spend an hour of our day talking to someone who just wants to be active every month. No, you can easily be active in this business every single month. We're going to work with people who want to promote, who want to sponsor, who want to build a big team. Why? Why do we choose those people? Because your time is precious. Your time is just as precious as someone else's. My time is just as precious as yours. And if someone's going to take the time to coach you or train you on something, they have to be willing to work with what they're giving you. There's no use in me coming on here live every week if no one's going to take the training or the advice that I give them. I continue to show up for the one because most of the people don't show up or most people don't try what I say. But there's always going to be the one, and that one is what it's worth. Okay? So you have to choose as a leader to be that consistent person for your team and continue to show up for them and give them advice and help them in any way that you can. But you're not going to spend time working with and spending time on someone who wants to get on the phone and talk about what he said, she said. This is a business for me and for many others. Okay, we're not getting on the phone to talk about that. I have too many other things. I have a family. We all have better things to be doing than that, I'm sure. Okay? Find your leadership style. That probably goes off what I just said. When I sponsor someone, I give them all the resources that they need to be successful. I know that I do, not to toot my own horn, but I know I do because I have already earned annual mentor with plenty of months to spare. Probably 95 of the people that I sponsor earn Shooting Star. So I know that I'm giving them the resources. My leadership style is going to be different from someone else's leadership style. My leadership style is to give people the resources. They are an independent business owner. Whether they want to make huge money or they're just here to have fun, they are an independent business owner. They have to take it upon themselves to click a link and actually listen to a video instead of having me tell them word by word how to do it. I'm working smarter, not harder. I'm recording a video and showing them how to do things. They have to take the time to watch that video. I'm not going to hold people's hand. I'm going to tell people where they can find the answer. I'm not just going to give it to them. And that builds them to be business owners. That builds them to have belief in themselves that they can then teach that to someone else, because they're 10 times as likely to remember the answer to a question if they go and find it themselves. I asked stupid questions when I first started. Why? Because my sponsor just gave me answers. I didn't know where to find it. I never even checked the workstation. Ever. That's not my leadership style. My leadership style is we don't even do screenshots from the news tab. Why? Because as a business owner, you should be checking that yourself. You should be consistently showing up and doing that on your own. Okay? I have found my leadership style that has worked for me. I know who I am as a person and as a leader. And if you haven't found that yet, that's fine, but that's something that should be a priority for you. How do you want to lead people? If you want to hold people's hand and give them every step that they're going to do in this business, you may get burnt out depending on your personality. I would be really burnt out because I don't have patience. I'm not a patient person. So I give you the resources that you need. I'm there to help you in any way. I'm there to absolutely cheer you on. I will check in with you to see how things are going. But you have all the resources you need. It's up to you to do it. And that's my leadership style. And then the last thing I'm going to say about prioritizing as a leader, one of your main priorities every single month, and I said at the beginning, is going to be sponsoring. Because you're going to come across people who are on your team that may not produce what you want them to produce. You may see more in them than they see in themselves. And that's why you're going to keep sponsoring and bringing people on, because that can change with people too. Some people reinstate or join just to get a discount, a lot of us, just to get discounted stuff. And then we realize the possibilities with this business and our why changes. But continuing to sponsor. So say you just sponsored that one person who just wanted to get their discount and you didn't sponsor anyone else. They would never be motivated or influenced by anyone else on our team and what they're doing and what they're being shouted out and the big things they're doing. That all affects all of us. Our feelings, the way that we see what other people are doing, the stories that we hear of what kind of money people are making or what they're doing with their Scentsy business, that affects other people. So that's why we want to consistently bring in sponsoring, making it a lifestyle, taking pride in the no's that you get. If you're not being told no, you're not asking, okay? That means you're working. That means you're being told no because you're actually asking, all right? So all of those things is being just super intentional with what you're prioritizing in your business and what you're allowing in your space and in your mind and in your time. So always the 3 legs, only working with people that really want this business and are willing to put in the work and do scary things and things that they may not want to do. Also, they may be promoting to titles before they think they're ready. Here's a secret. We all did. None of us directors were like, oh yeah, I'm ready to be director. I'm here. No, none of us did that. Not one. So you're not any different, okay? You're going to be pushed to do hard things. If we weren't pushing you, there's no use in us being here. Be completely honest with you. If I was sitting back every month and I was like, oh yeah, we're good with being halfway to team numbers, we would be halfway to team numbers every single month. But no, we've been consistently paid at title, hitting team numbers for the last 6 months on the 15th. That's not from people sitting back. That's prioritizing what's important in our business, what we're allowing in our mind space, in our business, in our team pages. All of that is super intentional. All of those little things add up. Okay? I hope you all have a great Tuesday. If you have any questions, let me know. Love you guys.